All right. Sorry about that little snafu. Again, first time streaming for the Astral Avenue. This is our technically 40th session, but we are the first session of the Magdalena Blues. And I am Dungeon Mister. We are here with our wonderful players. If you guys want to say anything, hello or whatever.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Howdy.
Or whatever.
Yeah, hello, whatever, how you doing?
And yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it with where we're at now. So, after events transpired in a star system of Dorish space, crew of the Magdalena, now complete, actually started heading closer towards the inner systems, hoping to go to a place called the Mill, drop off a package to a friend. But we aren't there yet. Our view looks towards a smaller single planet system called Kibina, on the planet simply called the Docks. Mostly a water-covered planet, plentiful wildlife in the oceans, the moon ever present as it is nearly the same size as the planet itself. On the docks, we see a small city in the ocean, obviously surrounded by docks, for the name. On one of the few land masses of the planet of this where the city sits, near mountainous in space and height, peaks of buildings jutting up into the sky. Fair sight of technology, magic, good old civilization. It's within this cliff-like city that we see what looks to be a rough, blue-skinned tiefling. Bright red horns, carrying a small sack of something jingling, sneak out of a window into an alleyway. There's someone else in the alleyway he wasn't expecting. Oblate, if you want to go and describe your character and what this tiefling sees as he sneaks out the window.
As he sneaks out the window, he sees an above average height man standing there looking up at him, sort of like an expecting look. His nose is kind of crooked from being broken a few times. His hair shorter on the sides, a little bit longer on top. He's wearing a very, very sweet-looking captain's jacket, recently acquired. It's got a nice, almost suede-like green material with a purplish liner with constellations and stars. Both his hands and feet are wrapped to protect his hands and feet from fighting. He's got a bident on his side and a pistol on his hip, ready to go.
Not expecting to see anyone in this alleyway, this tiefling looks over towards you, gives you a nod, and you recognize this tiefling. It fits the description of one patio deal. He gives you a nod. Hey, just didn't realize anybody be in this alleyway.
I didn't realize anybody be coming out of that window.
Seemed like a perfectly good window to come out of. I'll, make sure I'll shut it real quick before I go, as he goes to kind of shut the window and immediately starts bolting away down the alleyway.
I make chase.
All right, running after him. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Nope.
All right.
15.
With a
Pretty
15,
good.
seem to be keeping up with him pretty well as he's going down these alleys, tries to knock over some trash cans and such. As he turns a corner, seeing down the alleyway at a cross section, Seeing another figure, but a shadowy kind of figure, as Tobias. What does your Echo look like at the moment?
Echo would definitely be kind of dressed in, since we're in a sailor type area, probably pirate gear, like like loose fitting shirt,
Okay.
breeches, probably a bandana on his head.
A little halfling kind of shadow of a form, but still there in the moment. You look up to the kind of above this alleyway onto some buildings, seeing the real Tobias. What does Tobias look like?
Tobias is a handsome 2 foot tall, a little bit over 2 foot tall halfling. Dark tan skin. Seems like he's been in the sun a lot, even though he's in space. Wearing very like arid clothing, like you would find in like a desert settlement. Weapons everywhere, and always with a kind of smug smile on his face. Like everything's going to be okay. And piercing brown eyes, dark hair, and just that nice swarthy look.
And seeing this tiefling down, and you see Oblate down the alleyway giving chase to this thief, for better lack of a term. Shadow down on the ground, maybe 20 feet below you. What are you and your shadow doing? As Oblate is nearly catching up, the tiefling stops for a brief moment and thinks about what he's doing.
At this point, I'd have a bow trained on him.
Having a bow trained. Are you taking a shot, or do you say anything?
Stop, I really don't want to shoot you in the face.
As he looks up and sees you, gives you a nod. Yeah, don't worry about it. No face shooting here. As he jumps into a window of the alleyway through a building. What are Oblate and Tobias doing now?
I look up at Tobias and say, well, here we go. And I dive in through that same window.
Yeah, I'll have my shadow dive in and
All right.
immediately switch places with it.
All right, as the Oblate dives into the window, this shadowy Tobias kind of dives in as well after him, and suddenly a flash of dark light kind of jumbles through, and you're in a kitchen as this tiefling has a few knives thrown, or in his hand, ready to throw, and just chucks them at both of you guys. I want you both to make dexterity saves. All right, 22.
Can I get advantage if I use deflection or deflect attack as a reaction?
Absolutely.
And here we go.
Because why not? He has definitely got two like steak knives ready, just lobbing them.
Didn't even need it.
Didn't even
Didn't
need
need
it. But as you deflect it away, go and roll me a d6, Oblate. As you deflect it away, one of these away, Tobias kind of grab a nearby cutting board and just kind of put it up in front as it's about to hit you. He smiles at you guys. I don't even know who you are, but I ain't got time for this. I gotta run. Got people to meet, place to go. And he says that as he starts running through this building.
I'm gonna take a shot at his ankle.
Yeah, give me an attack roll. .25 will hit as you try to shoot at his ankle. Go and roll me some damage. 6 piercing, kind of a glancing blow as it kind of just grazes through his calf there. And like, ugh! And tumbles through in what looks to be a living room. Oblate, what are you doing?
About how far away is he from me right now?
Yeah, about 20 or so feet. He's kind of in the moment, you know.
And Tobias, we want this guy alive?
Yeah, we gotta get him alive. He's not worth anything dead.
So much harder.
No. I'm sorry, buddy.
It is what it is. I'm going to take out my rope and sort of prepare it as a type of lasso and try to close that gap between me and him to see if I can get this lasso around him.
All right. Are you actually trying to throw it, or are you trying to run up and just ring him
Try
around?
to throw it.
Okay.
I'm going to try to throw it.
Give me let's say a sleight of hand check. With a 7, you go to throw it, and it looks like it's about to land on him, but he quickly pulls up a dagger and just cuts your rope and runs down through this living room and just opens up the front door right out into the street. And
Damn, that was my favorite rope.
as he runs out into the street, not too bustling of a street, but still some people on it. Louise, you are talking to some people on the street nearby as you see this suspect, for better lack of a term, run out of a building. Looks like he's got an arrow wound on his leg.
Well, that seems to have gone poorly. Excuse me, ladies. I'll be right back.
What does Louise look like?
Louise is a 3.5-foot doer or penguin folk. He's very Hispanic in nature. His wardrobe is a mix between marching band and matador, and he has very long, luscious, flowing hair. And a cape.
And how is Louise reacting after leaving a couple of ladies who were kind of on their way to the market?
He's trying to run up and catch him, but he's going to silent image local police authority figure walking out of a corner in front of this guy.
Okay. Give me a deception check.
Ooh, 11.
With an 11, kind of looking around, and he sees this police official, but then kind of just barely off to his side, he sees you, gives an eyebrow and a little bit of a wry smile as he bolts through this individual, essentially not tricked by your illusion.
You're not supposed to run from the law.
And after you say that, you would see Oblate and Tobias run out into the street after him. And seeing him run into the street, he runs into another alley, knocks down a food cart, kind of, the fruits and vegetables go rolling all over the street. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna give chase. I'm gonna try to go around. Oblate, get him. I'm gonna try to go around the outside.
Sounds good.
And I'm gonna create a shadowy image to kind of chase parallel as I run down the outside of the alleyway. The shadow will go inside the alleyway.
Okay, so Shadow kind of going with Oblate.
Yes.
Okay. Louise? What are you doing?
I think he's just trying to keep pace, but he's not an athlete by any means.
Yeah, fair enough. Oblate giving chase with the Shadow Tobias kind of right behind as Tobias goes back into the alley to meet around. Oblate, give me a acrobatics check. And Louise, give me an acrobatics as these fruits and vegetables go rolling and kind of bounding over the cart. Nice.
All right. 24.
Very nice. With a 20 and a 24, both you guys not affected at all by these fruits, vegetables, and the cart itself, as if they were not even there.
I'm going to snag an apple off the ground as we run by.
Absolutely. Grabbing an apple as you run by. Tobias, kind of running through the alleyway, you would see what looked to be a small group of teenagers seem to be throwing dice and gambling in the alleyway.
Okay, I'm going to just keep running and jump over their game.
Okay.
Then he comes back and rolls the dice.
I'll say give me an acrobatics check to
20.
not disturb their game.
Halfling luck.
And nat 1. Using his halfling luck, watching his steps. Not much better. As you're like watching them roll the
Everywhere.
dice, your attention is too paid to what they're actually rolling. Kind of curious how the game's going. You inadvertently stumble into this group of teenagers and you just go tumbling into the game. They all start kind of yelling at you and screaming like, "Hey, that was gonna be my roll, man! I found 5 gold for this shit!"
I gotta wait for you to earn it. Help me catch this guy real quick.
What?
I got 5 gold for you.
Give me say persuasion at disadvantage.
Fair.
Just ruin their
You
game.
just ruined their
Hey.
game.
At disadvantage.
That's not bad, though.
15. It's not bad, but I'm like, no, man, this shit's whack. Just get the fuck out of here. We got shit to do.
However, your loss. By the way, you weren't going to roll well, and keep running.
Meanwhile, Oblate and Luis actually making pretty good headway. You do actually lose sight of them as you get into this alleyway with look to be 3 different directions. It's kind of weird, narrow alleyways in this city. What are you guys doing?
No way he went straight, right? You go left, I go right.
Perfect. I take off down the left alleyway.
Splitting up left and right. Louise and Oblate, each of you guys roll me a d20.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right. Louise, as you said yourself, you're no athlete, but after about 10 or so seconds running down this alleyway, you hear glass crunching underfoot as up ahead you can just make out his form as he looks to be hiding behind some trash cans.
Pretty close to me or still far off?
About 20, 30 feet away.
Listen, friend, I hear you over there. Why don't you just come out and we can talk about this as I use suggestion?
Fair enough. Using suggestion. The one thing I never expected. Magic.
Magic.
Let me roll a dice
Boom,
here.
boom, 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 boom.
You find his character sheet. There he is.
Mm.
Is that a wisdom save?
That is a good question.
I believe it
Yes.
is.
Yep. Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Let's go.
He got a natural 20. As he pushes the trash cans over, he says, "Nah, I ain't got time for this. I got place to be, like I said." As he looks kind of harried, runs continues into the alleyway. Tobias will kind of catch up to Louise at this point. Oblate, as you kind of went left, going around, takes a minute, but then you would see him dart past an alley not too far off from you.
All right, I'm gonna try to close that distance. I want to try to lasso him again when I get close, but this time I would like to use my Thorn Whip instead.
Okay. Roll me an attack with your Thorn Whip. .23 will hit him as you close the gap, as you're pretty athletic and very quick when you want to be. Catching up within 20 feet, this vine whip reaches out from you and pulls him close to you. And at this point, Oblate and Louise turning the corner together. Louise maybe a foot or two behind. But seeing Oblate pull this guy close, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna make a shadow right behind him, and rush up to Oblate. I'm looking for
I've got
anything to grab him, tie him up with.
I've got some manacles in my bag.
Yeah, I'll snag the manacles off of his bag on the way past.
All right. Give me a.
If he runs, I'll hold person.
Okay. So give me a sleight of hand, Tobias.
Sleight of hand income.
As he's quickly kind of being pulled towards Oblate. 18. As you do quickly slip these manacles on, and he does indeed try to run. Would you like me to roll, or would you like to roll, Luis?
Oh, you can roll it. Go right ahead.
All right. That's another
Jeez.
wisdom.
Stop running.
Yes, it is another DC 15.
All right.
I don't know how much longer I can do this.
As he just lets out a grunt and kind of holds there as he takes one step away. He rolls a 3 on his wisdom.
Oh,
Fine.
Oblate, tie him up
Very
quickly
nice.
with what's left of your rope.
Yeah, tie up his legs, hog tie him up, throw him over my shoulder.
Eventually, the whole person kind of wears out. Hey, what are you guys doing? Do you even know who I am?
Your patio deal.
Yeah, that means I'm kind of a big deal.
it means you are worth kind of a large sum of money.
What he said.
Whatever I'm worth, guarantee I can pay you double, or probably more.
You will? You'll pay double? I'll take double.
Yeah.
What are they paying you?
2,500 gold.
What?
Honest Tobias.
You seem surprised. I thought you knew who you were.
You're a big
Not that
deal.
big of a deal then?
Well, only 750 got to kill you. So
Tobias? Patio deal's only worth 100.
Yeah. Yeah, that mixed up.
oh, his boss.
Yeah. Are you actually saying he's worth 2,500 gold? As he looks dumbfounded, like, what? 25? What?
Double it.
He could double it, or he could pass it on and double it to the next person.
I had no idea. How could I be worth that much?
Well, you see, because you're in cahoots with a guy that's worth just
Double
as much. Yeah.
Your information is worth 2,500 gold pieces, my friend.
Tobias, give me a deception check.
Fair enough. Deserved.
And based on that, we'll see what happens there.
Hey, a 10.
There's no way I'm worth 2,500. Listen, I know bounties out there. Couldn't be worth more than 200. I don't know anyone who's worth 2,500.
You do know somebody that's worth 2,500, but
So the bounty on me is not 2,500?
Listen, we will get to everything, okay? Don't worry yourself. We are just going to bring you to a nice, quiet spot so we can have a little bit more conversation, yes?
I'm like, I'll give you what's in the bag. Just fucking let me go. Don't turn me over.
What's in the bag?
You saw the house I was in. Pretty ritzy.
We'll look over
Yeah.
and go, like,
Could be anything in the bag, though.
Right. Don't know.
I mean, I say we
Hey.
just take what's in the bag and then still turn them in.
Well, hold on. We need to get the information first.
Well, that too, but
Oh, what kind of information are you looking for? Maybe we can work out some sort of deal. After all, I am patio deal. Known
Yes,
to
you
make the
are.
best deals.
That sounds good. Do you know a Harris Jeter?
Yeah. I used to work for that asshole.
Cool. And we need to know where he is. How to get in contact with him.
Tell you what. Promise you let me go? I'll tell you all I know about Harris Jeter.
I think you just tell us all you know about Harris Jeter, and we'll decide whether we let you go or not.
We keep the bag, whatever's in the bag. You tell us everything you know about Harris Jeter, and we let you go. That's the deal, right? That's
Give me a persuasion check, Tobias.
I don't like that deal. I want to take him for all he's worth and then turn him in.
nice.
Could I have said that I gave them inspiration before this with my musician feat?
Uh,
I mean, technically, I would still have inspiration. Or I would have
Wait.
inspiration.
I would say, tell you what, Louise, roll me a d20, and if it's high, yes. If it's low, no.
All right.
High, yes.
There it is.
Tobias, you do have inspiration.
I'm gonna use inspiration.
All right.
Roll it again.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's not better.
That's not better. So with a 10. Tell you what. Will you let me go? Give you half of what's in that bag. Give you some info.
Let me check with my associates real quick.
This is not really a negotiation.
I
As
just-
I reach up
I
and
just
charm
said-
him.
Not even. Oh, you can do that. Yeah. Charm his ass off.
Charm person on.
charm person.
Glamour.
Glamour.
All right.
Another wisdom save.
Another wisdom save. It's not his strong suit.
Except for when he rolled.
20s.
Did roll a 15. Because it's advantage when... Actually, you're not... You're not fighting him. So he rolled a natural 1. That was like
Alright.
second roll, I got a 15. I was like, all right. But then it's like, oh, wait. Wording. You are not fighting. It was like, yeah, okay. I mean, I can tell you what I know, but we'll work something out, right? This guy seems
Sure.
like he's on the up and up.
Of course I am. We are all on the up and up. Now, why don't you tell us what you know, and we'll think about your release.
Hey, man, I mean, you always knew it was best for me, so...
I do.
Yeah, what do you need to know about? Harris Jeter, right?
Yeah. Where is he?
Oh. Well, I haven't seen Harris in a month or two. I used to work for the guy. Bit of a blowhard, if you ask me. I definitely know he's not in good shape with the Oasis, but he used to...
The Oasis.
Yeah, a little... He tries to use air quotes with his hands manacled. Traders. Yeah, Jeter used to sell some pleasure krill to him. I used to work on the boat with him as chump change.
Ah, yes, the pleasure krill. Oh, yes. But, where's the last time you saw your friend here?
I haven't seen him in a couple of months, so last I heard he skipped town.
To where? Do you have any idea?
Well, there's nowhere else in the system, so probably very far if he's smart. Is he
Do
the
you
one?
know
Is he the
anybody?
one that you guys were 2,500 gold?
Oh, yes, he's worth quite a sum.
That kind of coin. Wow.
Don't sell yourself short. You are getting up there too, my friend.
Oh yeah. Maybe one day. They'll never catch me, right? Gives you a smile as he kind of looks to Oblate and Tobias and shrugs.
Guys, I'm not getting much from him. Anything else you want me to ask?
Did he have any normal hangouts here in town?
There's some restaurant he liked to go eat at a lot. I forget what it was called. They serve, well, of course they serve the pleasure krill there, and all sorts of seafood. Great place. Hard to get into. Usually wait out the wazoo, unless you know people. You know, give a few coins to the right hands. You know, they always said I was never, well, fancy enough to go. I always met somewhere in there with a real elfy name, something like Azula, Ayla, Arliss. More elf-like. I'm not really good with elf names. But I never went with him, never met him.
Intriguing.
You might have to check that restaurant out.
Yes. Tobias, anything you would like to ask our friend?
It's in the bag.
What did you get in that bag, good sir?
Whole shitload of jewelry, man. It's top notch.
Very well.
Gotta be worth at least 150, maybe 200 gold. Heck, maybe 300 if you know the right people to lie to.
That is very useful information. And you said that yourself. You have about 200 pieces on yourself.
Oh, well, I don't carry around that kind of change. I mean, most of it's in the bag.
Well, very well. We'll take that bag from you, and we will bring you to someplace safe. Won't we, boys?
Of course.
Sure will. And I
Oh.
reach up and I detach said bag from my man Patty.
Yes, you now have a bag of stolen jewelry.
I will look at it and I'll open it up.
A lot of gold. A lot of silver.
Is it just money or is there actually jewelry in there?
It's all jewelry. Like when I say a lot of gold, a lot of silver. A lot of gold jewelry, a lot of silver jewelry. Probably like 6 rings and a handful of necklaces and bracelets.
I'm going to take a ring and a bracelet, both silver. Actually, 1 gold, 1 silver. I'm going to place them on the guy. So 1 on his finger, 1 on his wrist. I'm going to take the rest and throw it in my bag.
Roll me a d6 for me.
Okay.
Like I said, me and my friends, we're very generous.
Oh yeah, you guys. Yeah, I mean, you seem cool. I mean, your friends. Obviously, if they're cool enough to hang out with you, I never got your name.
Oh, don't worry about that. We go beyond names at this point.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, but what did you say? You guys let me out of these. I'll just go about my way.
Oh, well, we want to make sure we bring you far away from the scene. And we have this hideout that we could put you in, yes.
Yeah, that's where the key is. We actually don't have the key to those manacles with us. We'll have to
Oh, that's a bummer.
get those unlocked. And then I'll look to Tobias and Louise and say, well,
I'll walk with you. You don't have to carry me the whole way.
Oh, right then.
nope, I'll carry him.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Well,
free,
you like
free
to-
ride, am
we
I
don't-
right?
His legs are tied.
Yeah, we don't want you to get hurt. Don't worry.
So, whispered to them, so turn him in, right?
Oh, of course.
He's got the evidence on him, so
Yeah.
we got him.
All right. As the trio takes Patty O'Deal to the local authorities. Our view looks over somewhere else. On the docks of the city, several vessels, spelljamming and seafaring alike, rock along the small waves of the harbors. See some figures approaching what could only be the harbor master. It's a gaunt, elven individual. Looks like he has a fanciful way about him. Although, it looks as if he and both his clothes have seen better days. Perhaps even a little dated. Ruffles kind of sticking out of his shirt. Gray mop of hair matching his fine mustache and beard. As... who do we see approaching?
Well, you see a little hamster person. She's got a white lab coat on, pristine blue gloves, backpack. Her hair is kind of up in like a somehow messy and neat kind of bun all at the same time. She's got a tablet. She's probably looking at it, with like a little stylus, maybe checking some things off, looking around, kind of pushing her glasses up a little bit. She's about 3 feet tall, and she's kind of like the orange type of hamster with some like white and orange. That's
All
Dr.
right.
Jellybean.
Dr. Jellybean.
Behind Dr. Jellybean, let's see, about an average height, what looks to be not quite human man, with black hair. His eyes are all silver, and he looks like he has like freckles, and if you look at him, they kind of like shine in the light, because they're some kind of metal, it seems like. Wearing what looks to be like brass or bronze armor, a shield on his back, and just peeking out behind the shield, you can see what look like little wings. And he's straight down. I guess he's arguably towering over her because he's about double her height.
Oh, yeah.
And he's looking around. Do we know what ship we're supposed to be finding?
I don't know. I didn't get a name of the ship and nothing. Looking at my notes. Harris Cheetah. Maybe we'll know it when we see it. I don't know.
Maybe we should ask somebody.
We could find the dock master.
As you guys have met him before, when you docked yourselves, Mr. Larosian, this gaunt elven individual. And
Do we see him around anywhere?
Yeah, you see him on the dock as you kind of like are walking around looking at these boats.
What do you think? Should we ask him?
That would make the most sense.
Probably right. What's his name again?
Larosian.
Larosian.
Larson
hey,
Larosian.
Hey, Mr. Lawson. Larosian.
Ah, yes, the Magdalena, yes, that wonderful vessel. I remember it vividly. It's just right over there. If you lost your way on the docks here, you can get twisted and turned around. All the ships about.
No, we're not looking for our ship.
Oh,
Can we ask you some questions though about somebody else's ship, maybe?
it would depend on whose ship and why, and well,
Just those two?
yes, I guess that would be it for now.
Just that information, huh?
Kind of grasps his hands together.
Well, do you know a Harris Cheetah?
kind of shakes his head for a second. Yeah, I know the bum. Owes me about 100 gold in dock fees.
Hmm. Is
We
he
are
when was-
looking for him.
yeah. When was he last here? Or is he here now?
Oh, nobody's seen him. Well, I hadn't been around the docks in about, well, I'd say 2 weeks or so. Maybe 2 months. It's hard to remember. He hasn't paid for 2 months, that's it.
Mm.
So his boat's been impounded. Well, not impounded per se, but we'll just say it's been locked up.
Oh, it's locked up here?
Of course. What other dock is it going to go to?
I don't know. Are there other docks?
I believe that was something of a rhetorical question, sir.
Understood. Would we be able to get on that boat?
Not taking it out, are you?
No,
No,
we're
no.
just searching it.
Searching it?
Yeah,
the authorities have searched it some time ago. Are you...
I'm sure they did a thorough job, but we'd just like to take a look.
David, it's not my business to ruffle feathers, as it were. But as long as my feathers don't get ruffled. He kind of starts rubbing his hands together a little bit.
If we're able to find Mr. Jeter, it would be worth his missing fees.
Yeah, he's got a big bounty on his head, you know. Any information we could get to like from his ship to help find him. Anybody who helped us would be be some change coming their way.
And nodding along. I think I like the way you think. However, one of you guys can roll with advantage persuasion, or you can each roll separately. Your call.
I guess I'm actually trained. Never mind. I'm actually okay at this.
You go right ahead.
All right. Advantage. We so cool.
All right. With a
Thank God.
20 persuasion. Yes, that would be quite amenable. Now, his ship right over there, it's a little sloop near the end of the dock. You can't miss it. It's the Harry
What's the
Truffle.
name?
Harry Truffle.
Harry Truffle.
Small little sloop.
Truffle. All sloops are small. That's why they're called sloops.
But you see, we have grand vessels here, and, well, hate to confuse anyone.
Those wouldn't be called sloops.
I see.
Right,
I see you're a man who knows his vessels.
No, I just know that one.
Anyway, thank you,
Gives-
Mr. Larosian.
Gives a forced smile. Well, I hope your investigation of Harris turns up something. He does owe
We do
me
too.
a small fortune.
100
The,
gold is what you said.
A small fortune. Yes.
Is the ship locked or anything?
There's chains to it, yes. You can walk on board freely.
Okay. All right.
But do you have the key to its quarters or
Oh,
the interior?
Yes, my manners. I'm sorry. And he kind of pulls out a key ring. Looks up at you all.
You can go with us if you'd like.
I do like that, yes. I was about to say you almost look trustworthy, but...
I'm
Never-
quite trustworthy, but it's okay.
Oh,
Trust is earned.
yes. A man of the seas, I can already tell.
I'm not.
He just kind of nods. Yes.
If you'd like to lead the way.
Right? And he just kind of looks down. Right this way. Kind of fancifully walking with a little bit of haste to his step, but not losing his poise as he starts walking down the dock. In between two larger vessels is this about maybe 30, 40 foot long sloop of a ship.
As we're walking there, I'd like to start casting Detect Magic. So I'm gonna take out my tablet, do a few calculations, get it ready,
All right.
so I can see magical things.
Getting ready to see magic. He takes you aboard this small sloop, and there is a small, looks to be a captain's quarters, and a large cargo hold below for fish, shrimp, and stuff like that. Not seeing anything magical immediately. He goes to the door of the quarters and unlocks it. I will take my leave for a moment, and I'll just be right down on the dock, keeping an eye on things. Let me know when I should lock.
We find more information about Harris Jeter, so whereabouts. And it can only give me 3 answers. Guess, no, maybe.
Fair enough.
Or guess, no, nothing.
Sitting down. What does it look like as you cast augury on this small vessel?
So I am effectively assembling a small clockwork device.
Okay.
Like all of the pieces and having to put it all together.
Like a magic 8-ball almost?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And then I basically push some magic into it and it cranks and then it'll pop up with whichever answer, wheel low, or I think it's literally nothing.
Okay.
But it only knows things within the next 30 minutes. So pretty much while we're searching the ship.
Fair enough. That makes sense. While he's assembling this device, Dr. Jellybean, what are you doing? Just kind of scanning around for anything magical on the deck and looking below the cargo hold, or?
Yeah, I'd also like to just also be paying attention to what is in the ship.
Okay. Going down to the cargo hold, there is a faint magic of transmutation, as it is cold once you get down there in the cargo hold. And it just seems to have this kind of icebox feel to it. When you ever walked into a walk-in, it's what it kind of feels like. A little bit of steam rising from the exterior a little bit. It doesn't seem to have anything in it at the moment. It just seems like an empty cargo hold. Barrels and crates, nothing in there. Like no barrels, no crates. It's bare. Like it had been cleaned, essentially.
I'd also like to look for any type of hidden or secret cubbies or I don't know. Anything that looks like, if I pull that lever, maybe something will open.
Okay. Where are you looking at? In the cargo hold? Or up top? Or in there's also the captain's quarters.
I'm just keeping an eye out for things that might not be what they seem.
All right. We'll say the cargo hold because that's where you're at the moment.
Sure.
Roll me an investigation check. And this will be while Athel's casting his spell.
Investigation.
20
investigation. Looking around the cargo hold, you do spot what looks to be a false wall, like just very small false wall. Could probably just pop it open.
I'm gonna do that.
All right. As you pop it open, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. Of course.
Of course.
Obviously.
That's not as good.
With an 8, you take 7 points of poison. As you pop it open, from inside, it looked like there was some string attached to it, and this gas just spurts out towards you. You take 7 poison damage, and you are poisoned for the next hour.
Oh no! I thought I opened this wall and poison came out of it.
But looking in, it is an empty cubbyhole.
And it's empty.
It's empty.
Can I hold up my tablet? Do I see anything magical in there? Like,
There's a little bit of magical residue of evocation left over from the poison gas that you just inhaled. Aethel, your spell completes. And
All signs point to no.
all signs point to yes.
Hey, there we go. Well, the cubbyhole wouldn't be empty since it had something in it, but
it had the trap in it.
exactly. Traps there.
and have poison in it.
And poison.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but that's what you found. And looking around, you can actually see a few other cubby holes like this.
Now I'm scared. I don't want to open them. There's poison in them. Can I pull up?
This is all in the cargo hold, essentially. Like small cubby hole, like maybe a foot by foot by foot cube. It just goes in.
There might be a way to disarm them that we don't know yet.
You're probably right.
Maybe in the captain's quarters?
Maybe a switch or something.
Would we like to check there?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
No more poison up there.
I can't say whether that would be the case. I've never been in there.
So the pair of you head to the captain's quarters. Looks to be fairly simple lodgings. You would see a bunk there with drab sort of sheets and covers on, and looks to be a wardrobe. Looks to be open. Hangers kind of like broken and some of them falling there. Like this place looks like it's been tossed. Looks like a simple table or desk with a chair overturned. You can see some kind of like tide charts and mappings of the seas that are on this planet. On that desk.
Okay.
It's interesting. Any other papers or books or anything over there?
All you really see just kind of out in the open would be the rudimentary kind of tables and charts. Anything important that would be obvious would have probably been taken by the authorities.
Okay.
Hmm.
There's a wardrobe, yeah?
There's a wardrobe. It looks like it's open and hangers. Some of them still hanging, some of them broken, some on the ground next to it.
You think we should search under the bed? Or do you think that's too obvious?
I don't see why not. Go for it.
The McCain did say if we searched, we were likely to find something about Harris.
So you looking under the bed?
Yeah, I'll start there.
All right. Give me an investigation check.
Sure, I'm not good at those, but we're gonna roll it anyway.
Oh, you're probably better than Dr. Jellybean right now.
I mean, I have +0.
With a 9, looking under the bed. It's just bare wood. Looks to have been swept out.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna look under there with my tablet, even though like my eyes are burning and watering. I could barely
As you're
see it.
looking in with the tablet.
Brain.
You wouldn't get a ping from there. But as you kind of like come up from out of the bed, underneath the desk, like underneath it, you
Like
would
the desk itself.
you would see a faint glow of, double check. I think abjuration magic. Yeah, abjuration.
I'll tell Aethel. I see something under the desk over there. It's glowing. Magic.
I can look at that real quick.
Would you? Would you be so kind?
Not a problem.
Oh, you're a doll.
I'll give
I am
you
not.
give you advantage on this
I'm
investigation.
a glitchling.
Because
Advantage, you said?
Yeah, because you know something's there.
Alright. Let's get started. Advantage. Investigation. Hey, that's much better.
Much
Thank God.
better. With a 16, taking some time, kind of feeling around, then looking. You see a little, not a switch, but more like you just kind of press up into it, and at the bottom of the desk kind of falls out, revealing a thin cubby hole, like maybe a couple inches by a couple inches.
Hey.
All that would be within it is a, let me double check. You find a small red vial, a potion of healing. You've seen these before. A small coin purse of 50 gold.
Ding.
And a tinderbox, small, essentially matchbook, with the image of a small shrimp in front of a lantern, like a lit lantern.
Shrimp and lantern.
Very interesting. Okay. I bet if we find where that matchbook came from, we can find some more information.
Perhaps our associates may have also successfully dealt with their quarry as well.
Here's hoping. All right, can I look in the wardrobe with my tablet? Just kind of pushing some hangers aside.
There is nothing magical in the wardrobe.
Okay.
It's been tossed.
All right.
Do we want to open the cubby holes before we leave?
I mean, I really want to, but boy, if there's more poison in there, I'm gonna be pretty severely disappointed. But yeah, we should do that. No stone left unturned, yeah.
There are 5 other cubby holes that you kind of noticed
Did it
that were like
look
that.
like the door for the cubby hole, was it made out of wood?
Yes.
Did it look to be very thick?
It did not.
Okay.
But I would say, close inspection, it might have a very thin lining of lead.
Yeah, I was like, that might be enough. I was like, I have detect poison and disease to see if they're poisoned. But I am defeated by a common alloy.
The bane
You know
of
what?
existence.
Just, you go stand over there. We'll go stand in the doorway, and I'll use my mage hand to open them. That's the smart thing to do.
There you go.
Should have
It
done
does
that.
seem quite
Should have done that in the first place.
Excitement gets the better of all of us sometimes.
Curiosity.
I've heard it kills cats.
But satisfaction brings them back. Anyway,
I don't think that's how that works, but maybe.
I heard somebody say it one time. I don't know. Let's stand in the doorway, maybe, or somewhere we're not going to get poisoned, and I'll open them up.
It just sprayed you in the immediate vicinity as you opened it.
Okay.
So it just sprayed you in your face. I'll say easily enough with your mage hand. Kind of like a gloved doctor's hand goes around and opens up all these. You would see poison gas spray out of each of them. In one of them, there is a small jar filled with liquid and what looks to be small krill that illuminate a little bit of light as the gas is poured out of there. A little bit of blue light.
Have I ever seen these creatures before?
Give me a nature check. Looks like a jar of krill that kind of glow a little bit. At disadvantage right now, though, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. I'm like eyeballing it. Like, I don't
It's
know.
like as you're thinking about like krill and like your stomach gets a little upset, getting that whiff of rottenness within this chamber. I unfamiliar with these. They're just glowy krill. Really small. Maybe an inch long at most.
Okay. We should hold on to this for sure. I feel like this is evidence of some kind.
It's just like a small little mason jar, essentially.
Can I talk to krill? Are they too dumb?
Do you want to talk to the krill?
I want to talk to the
Who's going to
krill.
judge this animal's intelligence based on its size?
Yep.
They might
That's
be
how it
dumb.
works.
They're little bugs.
I don't assume all you small folk are suddenly dumber than me.
I'm gonna be like, it might be too dumb to talk to me. I don't know. Let's find out.
As you cast Speak with Animals.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
As you cast Speak with Animals. You're like, oh, hi, oh, hey.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
What are you?
I'm a little shrimp. What are you?
I'm a person.
Oh, okay.
How long you been in here?
Oh, it seems like forever. It's so dark in there.
Can you? Are you okay? Like, are you hurt?
Oh, there was this stuff in the water, and it was a horrible time. We couldn't really swim very well until just a moment ago. But it's gone now. We can swim okay.
Okay. Are you hungry or anything?
Maybe. Yeah.
What do you eat?
You got any algae?
No, I don't have any algae.
This stuff
Sorry.
like goopy stuff grows on the floor.
Yeah. I know what algae is. No, I can try to get you some though.
Okay.
Hey,
you could just let us go swim in the big water.
Yeah, maybe later.
Oh, okay.
Maybe later. What do you do? Are you what you got going on? Like, are you special? Like, you got some powers or something? What's your deal?
Oh, I don't think I'm special. Do you think I'm special? As the shrimp kind of like turns towards another shrimp. I think you're pretty special. Yeah, we're pretty special.
Got it. Special shrimp. Okay.
We make light. Not other shrimp grow light.
That's special. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I'll
I
turn
think-
to Aethel.
I think I heard one person say we feel good.
You feel good. Like,
Yeah, and then they ate a bunch of us.
okay, the people eat you. That's what they do.
Yeah,
Got it. And it feels good, apparently.
not to us.
No. Certainly not.
I bet it feels bad.
Probably so. I'm not gonna eat you. I don't think Aethel, are you gonna eat these little guys?
Well, they've not been prepared or cooked in any way, so no.
Please don't
He's
eat
not
us.
gonna eat you. No, he's not gonna eat you. We're not gonna eat you. Fine, don't worry about it. We're gonna get you somewhere safe, okay? Little shrimps?
Okay.
Little special shrimps. Okay.
Do we
Precious
know if they're
content.
shrimp? They might not be shrimp.
Well,
They
I
could-
didn't know what they were. I couldn't really
they're
tell.
They're krill. They're very, very small shrimp.
Right.
Do you think we should ask about it
Hmm.
from the Dockmaster?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this was in the poison cubby. I feel like this is what they were trying to hide, you know? Like, I don't...
Do you think this is the illicit good that was being caught?
I do. The little guy said that people eat them and it feels good. I don't know what that means.
I mean, I feel better after a nice meal. And you
Yeah,
eat shrimp.
I guess. I felt like there was more to it than that. I don't know. You had, the nuances of the conversation. I don't know.
That's fair. I don't speak to a lot of shrimp.
Mm-mm.
So
No. But what do you think?
So-
Should we take this to LaRose?
I think we should ask him about the tinderbox. He might know what this is to. As for the shrimp, they're probably gonna have to be turned in as evidence.
Probably so. I hope nothing bad happens to him. But you're probably right.
As for the gold, do you think we should give some of it to the Dockmaster so that he doesn't talk to anybody else about this later?
I do. I really do.
How much do you think we should give him?
I don't know. Maybe 20.
Sure, that makes sense.
Seems fair.
2/5.
Mhm.
Sounds good to me.
Well, do you feel like we should head back that way?
Yeah, we should ask him about the tinderbox. There's nothing else to search, right?
No, you feel like you've searched the vessel pretty well.
Like you search, yeah, like it's basically just the cargo hold and where the captain,
Yeah.
Quarters.
the quarters. It's like this sloop's only really made for like 3 people.
Yeah.
It's a very small crew, so I assume it's not even probably actually have a crew. He's probably single manning it if he's catching illegal stuff.
Mhm.
He doesn't want to share the profits.
Sounds like he used to have someone work for him. But
That's true. He had one person work for him.
as you guys go
Look what that got him.
head to the Dockmaster.
Yeah, I think so. Do we want to? It's in like a jar.
In a
The
jar.
shrimp, the krill.
Yeah.
I want to hide it. I don't want to show it to him. I don't know why. Maybe like we can take it to whoever we
It's
need to.
not a
later.
huge jar, like a jam jar kind of.
Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna put it in my backpack for now, and then we'll decide. We'll figure out what to do with it.
we can ask the others and see what they think.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so let's go talk to Dockmaster LaRosen.
As you kind of walk onto the docks, you do see him kind of walking along. Looks like he's counting the ship absent-mindedly as he's walking along.
Hiya.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. How is your investigation going?
Fruitful.
Do you know or recognize this symbol or tinderbox? No.
So you hold the tinderbox up to him. Yeah, fancy place. I used to frequent there myself when I knew the right people. A little hard to get a table, though. It's the Soft Springs Taps.
Soft Springs Tap. Could you give us directions to there?
Yes. Let's go down onto the boardwalk. It is. And he kind of points a ways, and you can kind of actually see what looks to be a building off the side of one of these larger boardwalk ramps, kind of. And kind of covered, but still has like open windows. And you can probably honestly from here see a small crowd. You can't miss it. Good luck getting a table, though.
We found some money, but not enough to cover your
Oh,
owed debts. But here is to start with.
A little something for your troubles.
yeah, I'm 20 gold.
Yep, and I'll hand him 20 gold.
Well, that is a good advance. Better than what he would pay. It seems like your
He's paid
investigation.
0, so
That is true. It seems like your investigation is already on an upswing. I look forward to seeing more of its benefits.
Yeah, me too.
indeed, I am hoping that we will succeed.
We'll keep you posted.
Of course. Oh.
If we have to write, we will, but we'll probably come talk to you in person.
Wonderful. I'll go lock up now. Unless you want to inspect further.
I do not believe we need to search the sloop more.
No.
Very good. It kind of nods and let me know how it goes.
We will.
Gives you kind of a
And-
half-forced smile.
Unless nothing changes, in which case we won't ever come talk to you again.
Oh.
Well, we
Except to
better be
leave.
on our way.
It kind of looks confused at that statement. He shakes his head and just kind of walks towards the sloop.
I'm just gonna pull Ethel along and be like, "Goodbye, Dockmaster. Thanks."
Gives a nod and walks towards the sloop. And as you guys head back to go regroup with the rest of your crew,
Too bad we don't know where they are.
Yeah.
you'll find out. We'll take our little 5-10 minute break there and pick up here at about 9 o'clock.
And we wander around the city for hours,
Goodbye.
passing each other over and over again.
Yep.
Oh, great, Louise.
You'll meet back at the ship.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then we're here. We're done. We're at the docks.
We're gonna leave and then come back. And it's gonna be awkward. Oh,
We could
God.
just go look at the soft springs tap and then come back. Like, just go, that looks like a pretty busy place. We'll just wait.
Sure it does.
Wonder if we could request a table and get one of those, like, little buzzers, and then we can just wait at the ship.
And then take it with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a good range.
We'll see
Yeah, so-
when we come back. So we'll be back
Sounds
at about 9 o'clock on the dot.
Sounds good.
See y'all here in a few.
See you in a few.
Doug.
All right. And we're back, folks. Last we left off, the crew had split up in different investigative forms, one of them capturing a known criminal, also known contact of a larger criminal thereafter, getting a little bit of information from him, while Aethel and Dr. Jellybean actually found a matchbook and a jar of glowing krill. And coming back to it, our view takes us to the docks once again, but a different section of the docks where a manta ray-like vessel lays, blue in coloration, and inside of its cargo hold, see a winged tressum, a winged cat, purring up next to Tobias as a kind of bluish, orangish colored hamster seemingly gnawing on a piece of wood in the corner, one of the barrels within. And we see our crew reuniting after their excursions.
I swear to the gods, Lucy, if you are chewing on another one of my instruments, I will have you for supper.
She's just bored.
She runs
bored
and
on the
scurries
ship.
away, this little hamster.
Aw, Louise, don't yell at her like that.
Do you know how many instruments I've gone through in such a short span of time because of this little deviant creature?
14.
Was it 14? Yeah, it was a lot.
That's a lot.
Thank you, Aethel. Thank you. I needed a number.
Because you got the good wood. She likes the good wood.
That good wood is for my instruments, not for her stomach.
I'll let her know.
What did the three of you find out?
Oh man, you should have seen it. Oblate was chasing this guy down. He did an amazing job. And then Louise, he just like talked to the guy, and he just like, the guy was like, "Yes, I will talk to you."
Armed the pants off of him.
I have
Yes.
seen Louise talk to people.
But you should have seen me in action, though. I was running with Oblate and Tobias, stride and stride.
He kept up.
Wow.
He was.
Sounds like an action-packed adventure.
It was. It was epic.
I got poisoned.
That's true.
Oh
I
dear.
didn't see it happen, but
Is that why you have gunk around your eyes there, Dr. Jelly?
Yeah, thanks for noticing.
Are you okay now?
I'm getting better.
Well, that's good.
So did you find out anything?
A little bit. I'll pull the jar of the krill out of my backpack.
Oh my god, you found pleasure krill. I've heard that if you take two and stay up, you hallucinate something fierce. Or so I've heard.
I talked to them. They told me they were special, but I didn't really know what they were.
There
Oh,
are
they are special.
four krill in the jar.
is a krill a type of shrimp? Because that's what we've been calling them, is shrimp.
That's what they told me. They were shrimps.
So if you take a couple of them, you can
Oh,
If we eat them, we would know for sure what they are.
Nobody's
do
eating
wonders.
these shrimps. No. First of all, it's evidence in a crime. Second of all, they're living beings.
You
And
guys
also, I
didn't
think
turn the
we
evidence
promised
in?
them-
I didn't know what to do with it. I thought I'd show you guys first.
well, that's not necessarily bad. Perhaps that could be our in at. We found out that this Jeter guy, he's hanging around some restaurant.
Yeah,
yeah.
some fancy place with some elf or something, Azula.
Or Ayla.
Ethel, show him
Kayla?
the matchbook. We found a matchbook.
This is the matchbook.
The dock master said it was it's called the hang on, I wrote it down somewhere. It's called the The Soft Spring Taps, the name of the restaurant.
String taps.
Hmm.
You know where it's at?
It's fairly
Yeah.
close.
We saw it.
I'm looking at this shrimp. Did you promise not to eat all of them or just one of them?
I told him I wouldn't eat any of them. Told him they were safe with us.
You want to split one?
I don't actually know if you said that part, but you did promise not to eat them.
I'm telling you, these things are amazing.
So you've heard.
So I've heard. Of course.
We should store them safely on the ship then.
Do we
Sure.
have any type of, like, I don't know, safe? Like, anything that can be stored securely?
Do you have any lockboxes?
Yeah,
We have
like,
our own secret key holes that we could trap with poison.
right.
You don't have lockboxes, but you do have that eye attached to one of your barrels to keep an eye on things.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah, I'll keep a watchful eye on it with the.
Yeah, uh-huh.
yeah.
Well,
worry.
now, we could use these as a way to get in. We've heard that this place is very hard to get into. And we may have a name, but if we have Pleasure Krill, and this man has been known to hang around, we could possibly sell them Pleasure Krill, right?
That's right. We promised we wouldn't eat them, right?
Well, we don't necessarily have to give it to them, but it would be our into the restaurant, yes?
It's like a sting operation.
The honeypot.
I don't know what that has to do with honeypots, but yes, I will assume.
Yeah. It is an idiom? I'm not actually sure what honeypot is. Is it a metaphor? It's not a metaphor.
Well, a honeypot is a pot that has honey in it.
Right. This is a jar of krill.
Exactly.
Pleasure krill.
Mm-hmm.
They make you feel good like honey. So it's a krill jar, honey pot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the restaurant.
Yeah, let's do it.
We also found some gold.
Oh, I found some jewelry. I mean,
Let's
We
not
should
go around
probably-
showing that to people.
We should probably keep that on the ship.
Oh, is that evidence in a crime too?
No.
spoils of. I went shopping.
Oh, exciting.
I thought we might want to have some jewelry in case we want to go out and look nice
Do you still have that
and fancy.
hidden compartment upstairs underneath the chair?
No one was supposed to know about that. How did you know about that?
You have a secret compartment?
There's no secret compartment underneath any chair on any ship that we may or may not have.
Seems unlikely. Statistically, there should be a secret compartment under a chair in a ship.
Somewhere. For sure.
Somewhere.
For sure. But we found a secret compartment under a desk. I mean, could be one under a chair.
Right.
I mean,
We should check Oblate's desk. Nesk. No, I
Next.
cannot talk. That is a tongue twister.
That's a tricky one.
But you should just leave that here, though.
yeah, you're right. Under the chair.
We don't want to dress up fancy for the fancy place
Not with this.
with the fancy jewelry you bought for us to be fancy.
Yeah,
It's a little too
restaurant?
fancy for this.
We'd overdress.
People might notice it too much.
Right, we want to keep
We're gonna stand out too much, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blend
The
in.
krill should be enough.
Plus, we have Louise, and he's famous.
Look at that hair.
Yes, quite famous.
I definitely know
known-
who Luis is.
I'm sure they've heard about me here. They must.
Have you ever been here, Luis?
No, but my music goes where I cannot.
So, like, into space, or...
Everywhere. I cannot be everywhere at once, but that is what my music is for.
So your music is everywhere at once?
That is a way of putting it, yes.
But yes, we have gold in case we need it.
Bribes, just in case. Gotcha.
We've also promised some money to the dockmaster if we successfully catch Jeter.
Yeah, because he owes him money.
How much
Okay.
money does he owe?
Well, he owes him 100. Was it 100 gold, Ethel?
100 gold is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
We have given him
We gave him 20.
20.
So we owe him 80. Gotcha.
Well,
Technically, we owe him nothing, but we made a promise and we should keep it.
yeah, it helped us get our foot in the door, you know?
We should honor that. That sounds like a good idea.
It sounds very honorable. I assume that's coming out of your cut?
Sure.
Seems fair.
Well, if we get...
I didn't make any promises.
All right, fine. We can take it out of the whole.
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of for the greater good. It's all part of it. You gotta spend some money to make money, you know?
Yes.
Don't you remember someone talking about the greater good before? What was that called?
Why don't we show you where the soft spring taps is?
That's an excellent idea.
Yeah, and Louise is doing all the talking.
Yes, I agree.
I slick
means
back
he
my
also gets
hair,
to,
take out some banaka.
He gets to hold the krill too, right?
Yeah, I'll give you the honey pot.
As he licks his lips.
There's 4 in there. There are 4 in there, Louise.
We're gonna count them. We're gonna count them later.
Yes. There are 3 in there. Okay, we'll make sure that all 3 are in there when we return.
Exactly. We'll make sure all 3 are back there.
Mhm.
Perhaps someone else should hold it so that he's allowed to talk. And he might be able to go in without them, if necessary.
Well, let's give him to Oblate. I need somebody, intimidating with me, of course.
Fair enough. I'll take them, hide them in my jacket. That way I can, easily flash the krill if need be.
Mm.
That jacket has so many uses.
It covers things.
Keeps you warm.
Mostly me. Yeah.
It can
Holds the
cover,
krill.
cover a roughly human-sized person.
That is pointing out the obvious, yes.
It's its primary use and function. That is its place.
And does it well.
Okay, well, enough about the functions of clothing. We should probably make our way to this restaurant, yes?
Yes.
We should go.
Follow me, please.
Alright. Following Ethel's guidance to this larger dock/boardwalk off the side, it looks like it has like a sort of a large general store of sorts, kind of like a souvenir shop more in front of it. Some glowing lights around and dotted lanterns about. You would see a small crowd gathered at the front of this walkway leading to this other building, which is kind of a dock of its own, but essentially it's just this building that's standing on stilts on the water. Looks like a little lounge is actually set up on the opposite side of it, or on the opposite side of the dock, caddy corner of this area here. What is everyone's passive perceptions? I should know this by now.
Big old 12 for me.
16.
14.
All right.
Great. 10.
Yeah. Okay.
That's average.
That's average. As you're walking onto this dock, seeing people lined up, kind of waiting, talking to a cedar. The name escapes me for
A garçon?
A host?
a host.
A host? And or hostess?
You'd think I would know.
Not assuming gender's here.
It is a host, kind of, with a little clipboard Just kind of giving people estimates or something and then writing something down, or not. But Oblate, oddly enough, you would see on the walkway going over there looks to be some very fancy armored individual, the bow strung around their back and a very elaborate sword at their side. Some sort of guard, probably, for this well-established restaurant. And also looking around, there would actually be a couple other of these similarly dressed guards in like golden armor. Can't really see a face because they have this helmet that covers it entirely. One of them is kind of standing over by the lounge area on this dock, and the other would be kind of by this gift shop. And there's like a line of like 10 or so people outside. It's a little like probably early bird special time right now.
And these guards, do they look like they're I guess I'm trying to find the word. They look like they're sort of like local enforcement, or they look like they're hired for the restaurant specifically?
They do not look like the local enforcement. You guys have seen them. They are usually just dressed in padded armor and usually have like a billy club or something like that. These definitely look like almost like special ops kind of people.
So they're more armored like I am armored,
Yes.
with a lot of armor.
Yes, very much so. But kind of, maybe not quite as much, but like a sturdy breastplate and fancy kind of cloths and such around them, all in this kind of pinkish red coloration. But Oblate, you would see one kind of on the walkway and one by this lounge area, and another just kind of mingling amongst around the gift shop area.
Noted.
And you would actually hear some music coming from some of the lights here as they are actually giving off some tunes. Some more loungy tunes. But you guys arrive at the Dock 2, the restaurant. What are you
So
doing?
there's about 10 people?
About 10 people waiting in line, it looks like. There's a couple of other people around the area. Some are just kind of like, you would see a couple gazing at the sea. You would actually notice looks to be a couple of goblin youths with a kenku with them. Looks like they're kind of painting along part of the boardwalk here. Graffiti.
I'm gonna slip into the crowd as best I can.
Okay.
Try to hide basically. And as Louise is heading up, or they're heading up as a group, I'm start whispering up, "Is that Louise? Oh my god, is it really him?"
So give me a stealth check. All right. Kind of blending in with the crowd very easily. And then give me give me a persuasion advantage because you did so good on your stealth check.
That is better than 5.
That is better than
We rolled
5.
a 1, right?
No, because you're taking the 8.
Ah,
But with an 8 persuasion,
oh.
no one seems to pay any mind to you mentioning Louise.
Hmm.
What are Louise, Oblate, Aethel, and Dr. Jellybean doing as you waltz up here? It looks like people are kind of dressed up too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to see what people look like how are they dressed, what
Give me a perception check.
Like, do we stick out like a sore thumb?
Yes, always.
Yeah, give me a perception check. With the 17. Looking around, some people are definitely trying to look better than they actually are. Like, you know, it definitely like looks uncomfortable on some of them. Others, it looks like it is very well suited for their normal attire. But it's definitely quite fancy. People dressed in like, some of them are in like tuxes, others are dressed in just like a nice business suit, others still just in like fine silk gowns.
I'm gonna like look around and turn my coat into more of like some kind of tailored fitting blazer.
All right,
Little sporty blazer.
trying to look the part a little better.
Mhm.
Louise kind of fits in with this crowd for sure, and Oblate's jacket kind of has that air of authority, although the rest of his clothes don't really match too much. But Tobias and Aethel, well, Tobias not sticking out like a sore thumb because he kind of blended in with the crowd. Aethel definitely sticks out like a sore thumb. But I will say, with a 17 perception, Dr. Jellybean, in that kind of lounge area where you do see one of these guards, you would notice a darker-skinned elven woman dressed in the most elaborate gown, kind of just sipping some wine. Looks like she's reading some sort of magazine, has plentiful jewelry on, bangles and bracelets, rings, earrings. Looks like she's got some dried, preserved flowers up in her hair. Kind of copper toned skin and hair almost matching, just a little bit lighter, auburn maybe.
Is she by herself?
She is by herself.
What about her catches my attention? Is it the way she's dressed and her jewels?
The fact that she is by herself, and B, she is probably the best dressed person here. She looks like she's sipping on some wine, brightly colored red, reading a magazine by herself.
Interesting. Who am I close to?
Who do you want to be close to?
Well, Tobias disappeared into the crowd. I'll tell Oblate. I'll like kind of casually point her out and be like, I don't know why, but I feel like she's important.
Well, the tiefling did say that Jeter was meeting with an elf here. Could be her. She looks important.
She looks important. I'm going to pull out my tablet, press a couple of buttons, carry the one, and oh no, I don't have it prepared.
And then
I would have had it prepared. I haven't messed with my stuff. I'm going to, not yet, but I want to get ready to cast Detect Thoughts for when we go in there.
Okay.
Just want to have that on my background.
You got it scrolled up on your tablet, ready to hit the go button. Oblate, Aethel, and Louise, what are you guys doing? Is Tobias kind of sneaking in? Dr. Jellybean kind of mentions that to Oblate.
Should I be going with you, Louise, or should I wait here?
That is a good question. Do you think you could pose as one of my bodyguards?
I could guard your body.
Right. You do not do any of the talking.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the plan. I'm Louise. I'm here for business opportunity. Oblate, you are carrying the goods. You are also my bodyguard. Aethel, you are with him. You are bodyguard as well. No talking from you. Make sure you remember that part. Very important. And then Dr. Jellybean, you are the scientist. You are the creation behind what we have to offer.
Oh, what do we have to offer exactly? Other than you, of course. What?
Bioengineered pleasure krill. What else?
Oh, right. I can manufacture them
Science.
course.
Duh. Yeah. Okay.
with
Yeah.
science. Of course.
If he's been hanging around this high society, I apologize. There's some creatures in the background going nuts. But anyways, if we were to, I assume that Jeter's here pawning his pleasure krill off. Correct? That's only safe to assume. And we could offer something better. And that is our in. And then possibly we can learn some more information about Jeter himself.
Like it.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, the three of you walk with me, and remember, confidence is king.
Hold on my
And-
chest.
And Nathan,
Yeah,
no
right.
talking.
Marching in.
Alright.
He's literally not talking from this moment.
Yep.
After you
Takes-
said the
takes
first
it
time,
literally.
I was like, I'm not gonna say anything
Yep.
until I'm told I'm allowed to talk again, regardless of what happens.
Shun lifted.
So you guys approach this walkway. Tobias still blending in with the crowd?
Yeah, I'm still gonna blend in with the crowd.
Okay. As you kind of approach the host, dressed in kind of like that full penguin suit. Not for better lack of a term. There are better terms. The tuxedo.
That sounds pretty racist.
But wearing a tuxedo, half-elven gentleman, younger in years. Name, please, sir and...
Oh, my name will not be on the list. I am here on business. Do I come through the front, or is there a back entrance?
Sorry, I don't think I understand. What business? Are you a vendor?
Well, I'm here for business and pleasure. And I'll throw him a wink.
Give me a persuasion check.
Rolling terrible.
With an
11.
11. I'm sorry, sir. I don't think I quite understand, but am I putting you down for a party of 4?
Well, we are here on important matters. We are meeting with a few individuals. There's Azula, there's Ayla, and then there's, who was the other one? Oblate, do you recall?
Aura? I can't really remember. I'm
Aura.
sorry.
Apologies. You must mean Lady Lawless.
Yes, that sounds correct.
Yes. Could I ask what it's pertaining to?
You cannot.
As he kind of like leans in a little closer. Just kind of waiting.
It is of the utmost discretion, but perhaps,
And he'll slide over 5 gold.
Okay. Yes, of course. I see you right here. We'll have a table ready for you in about 10 or so minutes, as quick as possible.
Thank you very
You
much.
would hear some grumbling coming from the people behind after hearing 10 minutes? What? We've been out here for 2 hours.
As I do this, I'm gonna have my shadow appear next to him, and then switch places with it. Hey, boss, the perimeter's clear.
Like, kind of jumps up. Like, what? Yes. Give me just a moment, please.
Make it a 5. Could you do that?
I'll see what I could do. Wait here.
Well done. Well done.
Takes his clipboard and walks away and actually goes to speak one of the armored gentlemen who's on the walkway over there. It looks like he's kind of whispering something to him.
Can anybody make words of what they're saying?
Lip
Not through the
reading is not
mask.
my strong suit.
Not through the mask. Yeah. No. Sorry, boss.
Ethel, if you hear something, you can let us know.
I was gonna say I am like looking around and stuff, since I'm not allowed to like actually talk, but I'm just kind of like looking around with my boring, emotionless face that I always have,
Yeah.
and staring at people with my weird eyes. But yeah, I mean, I can make a perception check or anything if you want me to.
Yeah,
but
go ahead and give me a perception check. Trying to read lips.
average.
You
For
don't
me.
really notice anything untoward.
They weren't like, we're gonna kill those guys.
Yeah,
Could I insight the body language of?
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
true. I'm also very good at insight, but
say, Louise, you asked for it. You can give me an insight check into the body language.
Ugh, God, I can't roll past an 11.
Not today. You're having a hard time reading all these stiffs.
it's okay. I'll incite the lady when we get there, and then not tell anybody anything about what I learned because I'm not allowed to talk.
The host will kind of walk back around the people waiting over to you all. Your table is right this way.
Of course. Let us make way then.
Follow me. And he gestures to the lounge area that is actually outside on the dock. Where you see that one lady sitting, reading a magazine.
Ching, ching, ching.
And as you all walking together over to this lounge area, the music would dull down, as would any noise from the crowd nearby. And it's kind of like an area of dullness as you see like a little warble. And as you enter this lounge area, there's a couple of chairs and a couch, along with some potted plants and things of that nature.
Best bodyguard impression, arms crossed, looking around, stand up.
And as you guys approach, one of those other elven individuals, the one who was not elven individuals, the armored individuals, sorry, from the gift shop, also approaches and kind of stands around the area.
As the elven lady, does the host go up to the elven lady? Or is
He just
leading
like
us in the area?
introduced. He just doesn't introduce you. He just kind of waves towards there, and honestly, as you go to like see if he's going to do anything else, he's gone. She kind of flips a page of her magazine, looks up at you all, takes a sip. Takes a sip of her wine.
A large bow. She is blinged out.
As she kind of looks up towards you all expectantly.
You must be Lady Alalis.
I am. You would be?
Your potential business venture partner. Luis, at your service. These are my associates. Oblate, he is my bodyguard. Ethel, he
Wow.
also joins him. Tobias, he despite his size, he is quite ferocious, so pay him mind. And this is the creative science behind what I have to offer, Dr. Jellybean.
How you doing? I love your outfit. Oh, you're so fancy.
Kind of ignoring what Dr. Jellybean just said and half of what Louise just said. Turns to Dr. Jellybean. Science? Of what sort?
Well, I specialize in bioengineering, of course.
And then turns back to Louise. And how could you help one such as myself?
He'll make his way over, and she's sitting at like a bar top.
She's sitting at a couch.
Well, then he's definitely going to take a seat on the couch and just kind of lounge next to her. Well, a little birdie, not myself, told me that you have your eye on pleasurable cuisine, much more pleasurable than this restaurant.
Yes. Don't be afraid to speak plainly.
Oh,
No one could be listening here.
Well, very well then. I've heard that an acquaintance of ours has a venture with you in regards to pleasure grill. A man named...
I always want to say Derek Jeter.
Harris Jeter.
When he starts talking about this, I'm going to kind of step away, sit in a chair kind of further away, and boop, detect thoughts.
Okay. Surface thoughts immediately. I hope he's at the bottom of the sea by now.
Okay.
And she would say, well, if he knows what's good for him, he won't resurface. But I think I have that venture taken care of.
Oh, my apologies. I did not know there was a falling out. I was actually looking to take away his opportunity for myself.
Go on.
Oh, well, we have ourselves some pleasure krill. We are looking for a buyer, and these are no normal pleasure krill, let me tell you. Oblate, why don't you quickly show her the goods?
I'll reach into my jacket and hold out the jar.
Now, to the normal untrained eye, these are just normal pleasure krill. But what our scientists have done is bioengineered them to a point where they are 2.7%, no, 2.7 times, I'm sorry, I always get them mixed up, more effective.
Give me a deception check.
Please
And
roll good this time.
her surface thoughts are, if that was possible, why hasn't anyone else done this?
18.
Sounds intriguing. Quantity?
Well, how much do you need?
All of it.
Well, all of it is not really giving me a ballpark here. It does take quite a long time to bioengineer these krill. So, small batches, yes. Large batches would probably take more time. An advance would help us with getting you what you need, though.
An advance. Give you money for nothing.
Oh, well, we can leave this sample here with you, and depending on how much you need, an advance would help. But if you are only looking for small batches, then we do not have to worry about any advance.
She takes a moment. Points to Aethel. You there. Eat one.
I'll open up the jar. Aethel.
It may not give you the desired effects you want with Aethel. He's a mute, you see, so...
Him not talk. Give me a deception with advantage.
Is Aethel doing it or me?
I would say, Louise, you do it with advantage because Aethel's backing you up.
25.
Pretty good.
25. Very well. Points to the Dr. Jellybean. You. Bon appetit.
Oh, that's highly unethical. I could never do that.
Look. If you're looking for a little try before you buy, my friend Tobias here, he is more of the wild side person.
Tobias.
Looking kind of confused and a little irritated at this point with two people unwilling to eat.
What is she thinking?
He's trying to get our scientists.
Why would you be selling it if it's making it to be eaten if it's unethical?
Well,
That's what
I'm sure.
That's what her surface thoughts are.
Oh, okay.
You get high on your own supply.
You don't take your own drugs.
She would kind of be thinking something doesn't smell right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it ain't this krill. It smells right.
Smells pretty good.
Look. Do you really want to get my bodyguards and my scientist intoxicated? And I'm talking business here. I'm not going to partake myself. Perhaps you have somebody that you could
smiling
provide.
when she says that, when you say that. I would very much like you to eat it yourself.
Ah, okay. Perhaps we could come to an accord before I try this product. As I said, it is quite effective.
Give me another deception check.
Oh,
The DC is going to be a little higher for this.
Oh, you're pushing your luck.
I'm just trying to get information before I get high. 24!
All right.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
We'll be sure you eat one before you leave.
Oh, of course. And if it is as effective as, maybe you could take one with me.
No.
Fair enough.
You are quite charming, though. I could use someone like you.
Everyone can use someone like me.
So, how much are you offering?
Well, as I said, we can do small batches of maybe... Dr. Jellybean, how much do you think we could prepare in a week on a normal schedule?
Do some calculations real quick, Luis. I'm like, how would I go about...
What is an average amount of krill?
well...
10,000? 20,000?
Yeah. How many krill is a normal batch? Like,
good.
is a normal clutch of krill?
That's a good question.
That's a nature question.
I would say, Dr. Jellian, yeah, give me a nature check.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't know about pleasure krill. So there's
I
that.
didn't.
No, but she
I
could use
didn't know.
regular
Regular
now that
krill.
she knows what they are.
With a 13, usually in the hundreds.
So,
For
100,
like
150,
for like a school of krill.
a school of krill. I could do 100, 150 maybe in a week.
Well, there you have it, 100, 150. Unless you want more, of course, then we would be talking about an advance.
150 sounds good. How much would you like for them? I will let Louise give me a history check to see how much this illegal
The last time you
shrimp
bought.
costs.
16, not terrible.
Okay, that's not bad. It's been a while since you've heard prices, so you would guess they would go for anywhere between 50 to 100 per krill.
Well, as I mentioned, these krill are quite special. And at almost 2.5 times the effectiveness, we would be looking for about 150 per krill.
Kind of thinking for a moment.
What is she thinking for the moment?
She's thinking. What is Dr. Jellybean thinking? Surface thoughts.
Oh.
No, boo.
Oh.
I'm thinking about how are we gonna steer this conversation back to finding out information about Harris Jeter? Probably thinking about that's what we gotta find out.
Okay.
Actually, no. I scratched that. That's somewhere deeper. Surface thoughts are, how do I biomanufacture krill?
Even better.
I'm like, yeah, I could do it. I could do it. I could totally do it.
I have krill now, so obviously it's workable. So
I can clone 'em.
what's the average krill lifespan? How many are in a clutch? Let's do some math.
This is what I do now. I make krill.
Trying to think about how to biomanufacture krill. Look comes over her face. 150 sounds doable.
Well, we have ourselves an accord then.
Of course.
So, we are partners now. We should have a drink and celebrate.
As she looks to Oblate, who has the jar. We should. If you'll retrieve one of those, please.
I'll extend the jar.
And she pours a glass of wine. Holds it out to Oblate.
You want me to put the krill in the wine? I'll put the krill in the wine.
Smiling, she hands it to Louise. She'll hold up her own glass.
But of course, to partners. Down the hatch.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
I'm good at those.
With an 11. You feel everything instantly. You feel the weight of gravity. You feel the light reflecting off the large moon. It's warm, distant, but warm. Your flippers, you can feel every fiber of feather. A little bit of breeze going through. And you are poisoned for 1 hour. You have advantage on perception checks, insight checks, and investigation checks. She gives a smile, drinks her wine. Kill them. And she snaps her fingers, flash of light, and she disappears as the 2 guards by you draw these elongated glowing swords.
As I mentioned, 2 times the performance.
And
Where'd you go?
that is where we will end tonight.
Oh man.
Bum.
It.
2 of these bodyguards, swords drawn. You guys on the docks. Still a small crowd of people nearby waiting to go in. Seemingly one thought betrayed everything.
Pursue science.
How dare you think?
I love it though.
It's perfect. I couldn't have planned it better.
No thoughts, head empty.
Head empty. I almost
How do
had
I-
almost was gonna have her think about what Aethel was thinking back when the mute thing happened, but then Louise said something, and it was like, okay, continue.
Mutes can think.
But he kind of like made a good cover, so it worked out perfectly.
Oh man.
And yeah, we'll pick up
I would have been
there.
very disappointed because I kept thinking of all the things I would have said that were
Yeah.
like, that's not what it says. Well, actually, she would have been very happy because I'm like, that's not true.
Right.
Like, there's a whole bunch of that's not the actual answer to that.
That's incorrect.
That's not true. We know that's not true.
But we'll pick up there next week. And thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you next time on the Astral Avenue.
Yeah, see ya.
Good night, Twitch.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
I